In the automotive world, engineers are always on this relentless quest for mechanical perfection. They've tried countless designs, but one configuration stands apart. Not because it's complex, but because of its profound physics-based elegance. This is the story of the Inline-Six. Now, that's not just some enthusiast's opinion. It's a conclusion, one that's dictated by the fundamental laws of physics. So, in this analysis, we're going to break down exactly why this engine layout achieves that rare state, a state of perfect mechanical equilibrium. To really get this, to comprehend this perfection, we have to first understand the enemy. And that enemy is vibration. You see, an engine's smoothness, it's not an accident. It's the result of winning a battle against very specific, very powerful, and ultimately destructive physical forces. Okay, so inside any engine where pistons are moving back and forth, a reciprocating engine, the biggest vibrations come from what we call primary forces. This is that raw, almost violent up and down shaking of the piston. And taming this force, well, that's the first and most critical step to getting a smooth running engine. But it doesn't stop there. Beyond that primary motion, a much more complex challenge shows up. These are the secondary forces. And they're caused by what is really a geometric inevitability. You see, because of the angle of the connecting rod, the piston actually moves faster in the top half of its stroke than it does in the bottom. This uneven speed creates this subtler, higher frequency vibration. And trust me, it's a lot harder to cancel out. So for an engine to be truly in harmony, mechanically speaking, it has to do more than just cancel those up and down forces. It also has to neutralize the twisting motions they create. Think of it like this. The engine is trying to pivot or rock end over end around its own center. We call these rocking couples. For an engine to be considered truly balanced, all four of these things, the primary forces, the secondary forces, and both of their rocking couples have to be dealt with. And right here, this is the core of the Inline-Six's genius. An Inline-Six is fundamentally two 3-cylinder engines mirrored back to back, all on one crankshaft. What this means is that for every single force generated by the front 3 pistons, an equal and opposite force is generated by the rear 3. It's perfect symmetry. All 4 of those disruptive forces we just talked about, primary, secondary, and those rocking couples, they are inherently canceled out. You don't need complex balance shafts or any other fixes. The balance is achieved purely by its design, not by some later correction. But the brilliance of the Inline-Six, it goes beyond just the physics. It extends into its actual physical form. Its perfection isn't just about what it does, it's also about what it doesn't have to do. Its elegance is really born from its simplicity. And the key to this incredible design, well, it can be distilled down to a single idea, really, a single number, 1. Think about it. One long, continuous engine block. One single, simple cylinder head to cover all 6 cylinders. One set of camshafts. This unified construction, it's just inherently stronger. It's simpler to manufacture, and it has fewer potential points of failure compared to designs that have to bolt multiple separate banks together. Now, this whole philosophy, it stands in stark contrast to V-type engines. A V6, for instance, is an inherently unbalanced design. To get it smooth, it needs complex, power-robbing balance shafts just to try and imitate the smoothness the Inline-Six has naturally. Then you have 2 separate cylinder heads, 2 valve trains. The complexity is literally double that of an Inline-Six, and it's all in an effort to solve a problem the Inline-Six just never had in the first place. So the Inline-Six's design is so fundamentally sound, so perfect, that it actually serves as the architectural building block for what many people consider the absolute apex of internal combustion, the legendary V12. And the way it's built is just beautifully logical. Here's how it works. You start with one perfectly balanced bank of 6 cylinders, an Inline-Six. Then you just pair it with a second identical bank, connecting them both to a common crankshaft. And the result? Well, it's the glorious, unparalleled smoothness of the V12. That legendary refinement it's so famous for, it's a direct inheritance of its foundation. A V12 is, in essence, 2 perfectly balanced Inline-Six engines working together in absolute harmony. Now, this perfection we've been talking about, it isn't just some engineer's dream on a whiteboard. It translates directly into tangible, real-world characteristics that have made this engine a true legend, both for manufacturers and for enthusiasts. So, what does this perfect balance actually feel like? What does it do? Well, it creates an unmatched, almost turbine-like smoothness when you're driving. That lack of vibration also means less internal stress on all the components, which leads directly to enhanced durability and a longer life. I mean, this is the very principle behind legendary engines like Toyota's 2JZ or those famously robust power plants from BMW and Mercedes-Benz. And of course, that mechanical harmony produces a sound, a distinct, desirable, and harmonically rich sound profile that's instantly recognizable. So, when you take a step back and you consider all the factors, the physics, the design, the legacy, the conclusion, it becomes unavoidable. The Inline-Six really does hold a unique and revered place in the pantheon of engine design. You see, it really is the embodiment of engineering purity. Its balance isn't forced on it with counterweights and extra shafts. It's inherent in its very architecture. Its simplicity is a testament to finding an elegant solution, not a complex workaround. It is, and I think it always will be, a true benchmark for mechanical excellence. But now we're seeing the rise of the electric motor, with its silent, completely vibration-free operation, and that presents a totally new paradigm. It really leaves us with a compelling question. As we move away from internal combustion, are we also moving away from an era of pure mechanical elegance, the likes of which we may never see engineered again?